What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Is your body ready? Because it appears that the next OCG V-Jump promos have been officially teased and they are incredibly spicy. Konami is just going nostalgic crazy, and this definitely makes me want to double down on what I've been alluding to on this channel for the past couple of weeks. If you guys have been watching my videos, I've been talking about how it appears that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Moving forward, the physical trading card game, well, let's just say standard Yu-Gi-Oh! Really isn't going to have anything to do with the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's is all going to be about rush dueling. It appears in the rush duel format, and traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! Our regular products, including the core booster sets and the tins, etc., is just, I guess, going to focus on new archetypes and archetypes from the previous 6 Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and it looks like Konami is just making me into a profit. These cards look incredibly spicy, as you guys can see. We're getting ourselves a Time Wizard Fusion Monster, which definitely makes sense considering what, in the original anime, right? I remember during Duelist Kingdom, Joey, he could go into Thousand Dragon, which was a fusion monster. I don't even know if it was a fusion in the show, but he didn't even need to actually use polymerization. He just had Baby Dragon on field, and he used Time Wizard's effect, and he got it right, and it just morphed into Thousand Dragon. It aged 1,000 years, and Bandit keeps his, I don't remember what machine monster he had, but it rusted 1,000 years. I remember that's one of my favorite duels in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Joey versus Bandit Keith in the quarterfinals. But you guys can see we're getting ourselves a new Time Wizard fusion monster. This is probably going to be pretty awesome. This is just a fun fact because, I played in the DM era. Time Wizard was like one of my favorite cards back in the day. I always thought it was incredibly powerful. I mean, 50% chance of a Regeki. Granted, if you got it wrong, it would blow your field up. But, I'm a risk taker. I'm like Joey. So this is something I'm definitely looking forward to. Man, I wonder if Twiz, you guys know the YouTuber Twiz? I hope he's still Yu-Gi-Tubing because I know he'll be excited about that. His logo has, it's Time Wizard and all that good stuff. We're also going to be getting a Harpie Lady Synchro monster, which is like, where did this come from? We're getting a Harpie Lady Synchro monster. This is Harpie Lady Scratch Clash, which is interesting. It's also a level 8 Synchro monster, which, I mean, usually when you have like level 4 archetypes, 8 makes sense if you're going to give them a Synchro monster. But the thing is, I don't know, do Harpie Lady have, do they have tuners? Because I don't think so. Obviously, there are no Synchro monsters in the original DM anime. I mean, maybe this could be possibly foreshadowing Harpies getting their own Synchro monster, possibly in Phantom Rage. Keep in mind, Phantom Rage is going to be the core booster set that is released after Rise of the Duelist. We know there's no Harpie support in Rise of the Duelist, but if I was just, I don't know, if I was a betting man, I would probably say that Konami's going to want to get Harpies a tuner monster in the future. This definitely seems kind of cool. You know what makes me upset about this? And this is the honest to God truth, I just sold my Harpie support within like the last 24 hours. I sold my 3 Harpie Chandlers and my 3 Harpie Perfumers, and neither one of those cards has been reprinted. Especially Harpie Chandler is like, it's a Zexo card. It's from like Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, and if you bought either one of those cards on TCG Player in the last, I don't know, 24, 48 hours, there's like a very legit chance that you bought it from me. This is definitely going to be good. I still think Harpies as an archetype has it definitely still has potential. It's not an archetype that I don't think it's not an archetype that's like unsalvageable. It's very similar to something like Fluffles. You know how Fluffles are getting a few new cards in Rise of the Duelist, and it makes them like incredibly good, probably easily able to like top a regional or something like that. Harpies is kind of the same in my opinion, because Harpie's Featherstorm at the end of the day is still an Azathoth that you can use from your hand, and Azathoth's a banned card. Harpies still have a lot of good things going for them. Hysteric Party is a good card for potentially OTKing, and Hysteric Sign is a card that can get you a lot of pluses. So this will be really interesting, but I think Konami will almost certainly want to give Harpies a tuner monster as well if they are going to go the Synchro routes. We're getting ourselves, this is just, this is awesome. Again, we're going back to DM, guys. We are getting a rank 6 Jinzo monster, and this is Jinzo Layer. Now, the interesting thing is, I think Konami foreshadowed this, because you guys remember when I reviewed Esperoba's new cards coming out in the Legendary Duelist Duelist of Gloom, there was that one card, Menacing Jinzo, and it's level 7, and I was like, okay, that's fine, but then its effect turns it into a level 6, and some people in the comment section, you know, also mentioned this. I was just kind of like, well, why does it randomly become a level 6? Because, you know, obviously the original Jinzo's a level 6 as well. I was like, it changing its level just arbitrarily like that doesn't really make any sense unless Jinzo is getting an XC monster. That's why you'd want to have 2 level 6 monsters, which, why didn't they just make him level 6 to begin with? Like, it doesn't make sense. They made him a level 7 that randomly becomes a level 6. Why didn't they just make him a level 6? But yeah, this was something where if you looked at the Menacing Jinzo's effect, I definitely thought they were setting up for an XC monster. It's interesting that, you know, Jinzo is now an XC-based archetype, but this could even mean that Jinzo could get even more support in future sets. If Konami is interested, or if they were interested in giving Jinzo a structure deck, and then, you know, Esperoba ended up being Duelist of Gloom, this could, you know, maybe be more future support down the line. Again, now that we don't have to have anime archetypes from the new anime, it does open up the possibility for a lot of smaller characters like your Esperobas and your Mako Tsunamis, characters who only appeared in 1 or 2 duels, for them to not just be reserved in Legendary Duelists, for them to pop up in our core booster sets as well, and even have some of their cards pop up as promos. By the way, this background, or just the card in general, looks so badass. I always loved the artwork of Jinzo, and, you know, the like pinkish hue background that was always in the pinkish kind of purple background that was with Jinzo, because pink is my favorite color. This looks absolutely magnificent, and we're getting one more shocker. Now, if you know about Time Wizard, you know you can't get Time Wizard support without getting some Baby Dragon and or Thousand Dragon support. Now, this is interesting because he doesn't look like Baby or Thousand Dragon. This looks like he's somewhere in the middle, because obviously Baby Dragon, and then you use Time Wizard's effect and he becomes a Thousand Dragon, but he doesn't quite look as old as he did on Thousand Dragon, which was another one of my cards that I really loved back from like the DM days, man. When I got that freaking secret rare Thousand Dragon, didn't even matter that the card was trash. I just love that card. We're getting a new form. Actually, I'm so dumb. I'm sorry, my microphone's in the way. This is 100 Dragon. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. This is 100 Dragon, and it's going to be a win level 4. Let's just assume it's going to be a dragon monster. Why would it not be a dragon? I wonder if it's going to, I mean, you would have to imagine that it's going to directly work with the new Time Wizard fusion monster, but this is pretty cool. I mean, you know, if nothing else, new guard dragon support, because that's what all dragon stuff ends up being in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And lastly, it appears that even Rush Duels is getting the DM nostalgia fever, because Red Eyes Black Dragon is going to be coming to a Rush Duel near you. You guys can see here, Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is actually a legend card. I know that is, well, legend cards are like restricted to 1. You got Infernal Fire Blast, which it looks a little different here. I know that's a card. It's from like Soul the Duelist, but it's been reprinted a bunch of times. It looks a little weird. And then you have Red Eyes B Chick here, or excuse me, Black Dragon's Chick as well. It's interesting because, you know, I've said in the past, at this point, with so much DM nostalgia and DM being implemented into pretty much every aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I feel like they should have just made the new anime either a continuation of DM, or they should have just made it a DM reboot. I mean, when you really think about it, we got DM for our core booster sets. I don't care what anybody says, Rise of the Duelist is clearly a Yu-Gi set. I even read the press release for that set, well, the TCG press release for that set, just like a couple of days ago, and the first thing Konami talks about is Yu-Gi's Gaia cards are back. So, you know, our core booster sets are focused around DM. The Legendary Duelists always have DM characters on the front of the pack, whether it be Mai from Sisters of the Rose, Immortal Destiny, I think was the one that had Bakura on it, and what was the Magical Hero that had Yugi. So it's like, doesn't seem to matter what type of product Konami promotes, even 15 years after the DM anime ended, whether it be Megatons, which also are focused around the DM anime this year. DM is always front and center when it comes to promoting products. So why not just have the anime, the 6 Yu-Gi-Oh anime, be a DM series instead of having Yu-Gi-Oh 7s, which didn't really nobody want. I haven't watched 7s yet. Probably when it gets, I don't know, maybe 10 episodes in, I'll check it out. Also, in other news, well, not this, in other news, Yu-Gi-Oh is apparently, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG is apparently going to be coming to China. Now, this is really interesting. I don't know if, you know, Konami had not explored this region of Asia yet, because working with the Chinese government can just be a pain. You guys know the Chinese government doesn't exactly have like the greatest history with free speech and stuff like that. I know you can't even get Google in China, but the fact of the matter is, it is a gigantic market because China has over 1 billion people, and it'll just be interesting to see what exactly comes from this, because again, there's so much money to be made in China and so many corporations want to go there, but dealing with the Chinese government is just always a pain in the butt. Anyways, whatever you guys think of all of this information, are you excited about these cards, and just how much more DM support do you guys think that we're going to be getting? Because it honestly feels like 2020 is like the return of Yu-Gi-Oh! DM. It's in our Megatons, our core booster sets, our promos, basically everything. Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.